Let's talk directly and clearly about what many seniors, people with disabilities, and fixed-income households across the United States are asking right now. There has been growing discussion around a new Social Security order connected to Donald Trump, and many people want to know what it really means for SSI and SSDI recipients before December 30. There is confusion, worry, and also hope. In this update, we are going to slow everything down, explain what is real, what is being discussed, and how this could affect your Social Security income, disability benefits, and financial stability as the year comes to an end. Over the past several weeks, reports and statements connected to Trump's policy positions on Social Security have started circulating widely. Some people have heard that payments could change. Others have heard rumors about bonus checks, emergency adjustments, or new rules for SSI and SSDI recipients before December 30. When information spreads quickly, it can be hard to separate facts from assumptions. That is why this explanation focuses only on confirmed processes, how Social Security decisions actually work, and what seniors and disabled Americans should realistically expect as December approaches. First, it is important to understand what people mean when they talk about a new Social Security order. This phrase does not automatically mean that checks are being rewritten overnight or that benefits are suddenly being cut or doubled. In most cases, an order refers to a policy directive or position that signals how Social Security could be handled moving forward. Even when a former or current political leader makes a strong statement, Social Security changes usually move through several steps before they affect real payments. These steps involve legal authority, administrative action, and coordination with the Social Security Administration. Right now, the most important thing for SSI and SSDI recipients to know is that your regular monthly payments are still governed by existing Social Security rules. Supplemental security income continues to be based on income limits, living arrangements, and eligibility status. Social Security disability insurance continues to be based on work history and disability qualification. No one's benefits are automatically stopped or changed simply because of political statements or media headlines. However, the reason December 30 is being discussed so frequently is because the end of the year matters for Social Security planning. December is when adjustments, administrative reviews, and internal payment schedules are finalized for the new year. Any directive that aims to influence Social Security policy before December 30 would likely focus on payment timing, administrative enforcement, or short-term relief rather than a full overhaul of the system. One topic that has come up repeatedly is whether SSI and SSDI recipients could see some form of temporary support or adjustment before the end of December. In the past, emergency measures have been used during economic stress, inflation spikes, or national crises. While there is no automatic stimulus check tied directly to this new order, discussions about protecting seniors from rising costs have clearly resurfaced. Housing, food, utilities, and medical expenses have continued to rise, and that pressure is especially heavy on those living on fixed benefits. Another important point that many seniors need to hear clearly is this: Social Security benefits, including SSI and SSDI, are protected programs. They are not easily altered on short notice. Any real change that affects payment amounts must go through administrative processes, and beneficiaries are typically notified in advance. If you have not received an official notice regarding your benefits, then your current payment remains scheduled as usual. That said, administrative guidance can still matter. Even without changing benefit amounts, an order can influence how strictly certain rules are enforced, how quickly reviews are processed, or how payment corrections are handled. For example, in past years, some beneficiaries received delayed payments or corrections because of processing backlogs. Administrative directives can prioritize clearing those delays before year-end, which is why some people may see adjustments or back payments in December. There has also been discussion around protecting SSI recipients from benefit disruptions caused by small income changes. Some policy positions emphasize reducing unnecessary suspensions or overpayment penalties, especially for seniors and people with disabilities who rely on every dollar. While these discussions do not guarantee immediate changes, they do signal a direction that could reduce stress for beneficiaries over time. Another area of concern is how Social Security interacts with inflation. Although cost of living adjustments are typically set for January, December is when many people start asking whether additional relief will be offered. Trump has repeatedly spoken about protecting Social Security and opposing cuts to benefits. Supporters interpret this as a promise of stability, while critics question how those promises would be implemented. For beneficiaries, the most important takeaway is that no confirmed reduction to SSI or SSDI benefits has been announced for December. Many seniors are also worried about rumors suggesting that Social Security checks could be delayed, frozen, or restructured before the end of the year. These claims often appear on social media, but they are not supported by official procedures. The Social Security Administration operates on a fixed payment calendar. Unless there is a national emergency or system failure, checks continue as scheduled. December payments are especially important because many households rely on them for heating, holiday expenses, and medical costs. That is why Social Security systems are designed to maintain stability during this period. Even when policy debates are intense, benefit continuity remains a priority. It is also worth addressing confusion around the idea of one-time payments. While some political proposals talk about targeted relief or economic support, nothing automatic applies to all SSI or SSDI recipients at this moment. If a payment were approved, it would require formal authorization and clear communication. Beneficiaries would not be left guessing. As December 30 approaches, the best thing seniors and disabled Americans can do is focus on verified information. Keep your contact information up to date with Social Security. Read official notices carefully. Avoid panic caused by unofficial claims. The system moves slowly, and that slowness is often what protects beneficiaries from sudden harm. In the next part of this update, we will go deeper into what could realistically happen after December 30, how administrative decisions may affect SSI and SSDI going into the new year, and what practical steps seniors can take to protect their benefits and financial security. Understanding the process is the strongest defense against fear and misinformation. As we move into the final days before December 30, it is important to focus on what actually matters most for seniors and people with disabilities who depend on Social Security income. The biggest concern for many households is not politics or headlines, but whether their SSI or SSDI payments will continue on time, whether rules will suddenly change, and whether they can rely on their benefits as a stable source of income going into the new year. The reality is that stability remains the central goal of the Social Security system, even during periods of political debate and policy discussion. One key issue that often causes anxiety at the end of the year is administrative review. December is a time when Social Security offices finalize records, process delayed cases, and prepare systems for January updates. This can sometimes result in letters being sent out that confuse or alarm beneficiaries. These notices often involve routine income verification, eligibility confirmation, or payment adjustments that were already scheduled. Receiving a letter does not automatically mean your benefits are in danger. In most cases, it simply means the agency is completing standard end-of-year procedures. For SSI recipients in particular, income reporting remains one of the most important responsibilities. Even small changes in income, household support, or living arrangements can affect SSI eligibility. As December ends, Social Security reviews reported information to ensure payments are accurate. This process exists to prevent overpayments, not to punish recipients. Understanding this helps reduce fear when communication from Social Security arrives late in the year. SSDI recipients face a slightly different situation. Because SSDI is based on work history and disability status, the main concern is continuing medical eligibility. For many beneficiaries, disability reviews occur every few years, not annually. December does not automatically trigger new reviews for SSDI recipients. If you have not been notified of a scheduled review, your benefits continue unchanged. Another point that deserves attention is the idea that a new Social Security order could suddenly rewrite eligibility rules before December 30. In reality, eligibility standards are embedded in federal law and administrative regulation. Changing them takes time. Even if new guidance is issued, it typically applies to future cases rather than existing beneficiaries. This protects seniors and people with disabilities from abrupt disruptions. Many people also wonder whether there could be any last-minute financial relief tied to inflation or economic pressure. While public discussion often includes words like relief, support, or protection, confirmed action requires clear authorization. At this stage, no universal year-end payment has been approved specifically for SSI or SSDI recipients. However, that does not mean that support efforts are finished. Policy discussions often shape decisions that take effect later, especially in the first months of a new year. It is also important to understand that Social Security benefits are not discretionary payments. They are earned or legally defined entitlements. SSI exists to protect people with limited income and resources. SSDI exists to protect workers who become disabled. These programs are not easily altered because they serve as a foundation for millions of households. Any serious change must consider legal safeguards, funding structures, and administrative capacity. As December 30 approaches, many seniors are also concerned about rumors of benefit freezes or payment delays. These claims tend to resurface every year and rarely come true. Social Security payment schedules are planned well in advance. Unless there is a major and publicly announced disruption, checks continue to be issued on time. Delays are the exception, not the rule. For those who rely on Social Security as their main income, financial planning remains essential. While benefits provide stability, they are often stretched thin. Understanding your monthly budget, tracking medical expenses, and preparing for seasonal costs like heating can make a real difference. Even without changes to benefits, awareness and preparation help reduce stress. Another important step is staying connected with Social Security communication. Keeping your address current, opening letters promptly, and responding when requested ensures that small issues do not turn into larger problems. Many payment interruptions occur not because of policy changes, but because information was missing or outdated. As we look ahead beyond December 30, it becomes clear that the larger story is not about sudden change, but about ongoing debate over how Social Security should be protected in the long term. Rising living costs, an aging population, and economic uncertainty all put pressure on the system. Political leaders may differ in their approaches, but the need to support seniors and people with disabilities remains widely recognized. For SSI and SSDI recipients, the most important message is this: your benefits are still governed by existing rules. There is no confirmed action that removes or reduces payments before the end of December. There is also no requirement for beneficiaries to take extraordinary steps right now. Staying informed, cautious, and attentive is enough. It is understandable to feel uneasy when hearing phrases like new order or major change. History shows that Social Security evolves slowly. That slow pace is intentional. It protects beneficiaries from chaos and allows time for careful decision-making. While policy discussions may continue, your day-to-day financial security remains anchored in established systems. As the year ends, this is a moment to focus on what you can control. Review your finances, confirm your payment schedule, and avoid misinformation that spreads fear without evidence. Reliable information and calm understanding are powerful tools. In closing, this update was meant to provide clarity and reassurance. Trump's new Social Security discussions have sparked questions, but they have not erased existing protections for SSI and SSDI recipients. As December 30 approaches, benefits continue under current rules, payments remain scheduled, and the system remains focused on continuity. Understanding how Social Security works helps replace worry with confidence. Staying informed ensures that you are prepared not just for the end of this year, but for the months ahead, with stability, dignity, and peace of mind.